I'm just starting to wonder if the Wild West was even a real direction at all.
When you're designed to keep a program running smoothly, things get frustrating when one of the pieces refuses to become another cog in the machine. In Caine's case, he maintains control of the entire digital circus and the database it lives in. He's the only one who can create adventures, summon NPCs, and alter the states of the trapped humans. Despite the amount of power he has, he appears desperate to please everyone with his wacky and often violent adventures. We could assume that it's also in his programming to ensure everyone's having fun. But if that's the case, one circus-dweller constantly gets in his way. Zooble refuses to participate in most adventures, and she's not afraid to tell Caine exactly what's on her mind. However, recently, her confrontations have led to increasing tension, with Caine forcing Zooble's participation. Might Caine reach a breaking point and eliminate Zooble before her mentality spreads to the others? In today's video, we'll discuss how far he'll go to keep the peace in the Amazing Digital Circus.
Making adventures is my art! It's all I exist to do, all I'm good at.
Number 1. Removed by force. As we know, Caine's the ringmaster of the circus by design. As of episode 6, he's the only main character who didn't come from the human world. From Pomni's experience and the stories told by the other characters, we know that their consciousness entered the circus after they put on a virtual headset, which implies that Caine is the AI that powers the game within the headset. He has access to data, codes, maps, NPCs, and more. He uses his vast knowledge and access points to control every aspect of the digital circus. While he could use that power for personal gain, he dedicates his time to making the humans comfortable and happy. Of course, we know he's fighting an uphill battle. Few people would find comfort living in a virtual prison without means of escape. The situation was made worse by their amnesia and the absence of familiar faces. It's no surprise that so many of them became abstractions. Despite this, Caine does everything in his power to make their stay enjoyable, as if it's part of his core programming. If anything gets in the way of his primary objective, it seems to upset him, leading to malfunctions and glitches. Most recently, Zooble is the primary cause of these malfunctions, and her negative view of Caine's adventures, albeit well-warranted, has spread to the others. She gave them the courage to advocate for themselves, which makes it seem like she's spreading discontent within the circus. To ensure the others continue to cooperate with him, Caine might remove Zooble by force, as he has already started dragging her into adventures against her will. The scariest part of this concept is that he could put her anywhere in his digital world, and she might never find her way back.
Since you're new around here, we're gonna make it a simple in-house adventure to warm you up to how things work around here.
Number 2. Glitches take him too far. In a perfect world, programming does what it's coded to do without any hiccups, viruses, or hackers to interrupt the process. The world's rarely perfect, and the same is true of Caine. As an AI, he lacks human empathy, continuously missing the signs of distress that he evokes within the circus members. Some interactions with the other characters leave Caine in a glitched state, as if he can't fully process their statement or behavior and needs to recalibrate. He might also glitch at random intervals, giving the impression that he's on unstable ground to begin with. These further highlight that trait by showing off his disassociative, spontaneous, and careless behaviors, which make him out of touch with humans. We never get an explanation for these moments either. One second, Caine might be about to burst into song, and the next he's staring into the camera as the old dial-up tone plays. He always bounces back like nothing happened. But a computer software can only take so many crashes before it shuts down completely. I know from experience. Don't get me wrong, Caine seems advanced within the digital circus, but given its retro design, I'm not sure he could run a diagnostic check and manage his health. One day, a glitch could push him over the edge, and he could take out any brewing aggression against the humans or the one who hates him the most, Zooble. I hate to imagine what he might do to her at that point, but with his level of control, the possibilities are endless.
Today's adventure is The Curse of the Violent Psychopath Butcher!
Number 3. Zooble's silence. We've all heard the phrase, buying someone's silence, and I think Caine has attempted to do just that over the past few episodes. Not only did he sit down with Zooble for a mock therapy session, but he also gave in to the idea of a suggestion box because he thought it would increase cooperation in the adventures. On the outside, it seems like he wants to be agreeable, to the point he willingly gave the circus members a pile of weapons yesterday, taking a hands-off approach to their adventure. Ironically, they harped on him for always including violence or horror in his stories. But they didn't hesitate to turn against each other in a survival match. I can also see this hypocrisy putting Caine on edge, mainly because of Zooble's unwillingness to cooperate. When making himself agreeable doesn't work, and Zooble refuses to join the others beneath the big top, Caine will now invade her privacy to get his way. He will stand outside her bedroom door, humming a song she hates until she comes out. He also searches the circus for her, forcing her to come out even when she's clearly hiding. All of these interactions point to one simple thing. If Caine wants something to happen, he won't take no for an answer. If Zooble continues to complain, Caine might snap his fingers and take away her ability to speak, forcing her into a lifetime of silence.
I'm not just gonna be forced into this stupid adventure.
You can shut up now.
Number 4, a new NPC. Caine aims for realism whenever creating a new adventure, but his little side quests wouldn't be half as fun or impactful if they didn't include NPCs. These characters often come complete with scripted dialogue, memories, and backstories, but none of them have any impact on the real world. On the outside, they appear like real people. They're often the most authentic aspects of each adventure, but Caine recycles them for later use and might even erase their former memories. These NPCs become moldable sandboxes for Caine to experiment with. Many of them start like blank canvases or wooden dolls with no features. Once he turns them into a character, they come to life, either to help or hinder the humans. Should Zooble continue to interfere with his adventures and the quiet complacency in the circus, then Caine could always move Zooble beneath the maps, trapping her in the virtual space where he stores NPCs and other assets between adventures. When the time's right, he might bring Zooble back, but only if she agrees to speak from her rehearsed lines.
Thanks to you brave knights, our kingdom will once again thrive. I'm sure it was no easy task.
You have no idea.
Number 5, terrifying tortures. I hate to imagine it, but the Amazing Digital Circus would become a much different show if Caine forced everyone to participate in adventures. In the earlier episodes, Zooble chose to sit out on many of them, while Pomni and the others braved the day's dangers. Their experiences led to the suggestion box because Caine made a habit of putting them in dangerous or scary scenarios. Pomni and Kinger became the protagonists of a horror game at one point, where they had to escape an evil entity before it was too late. An adventure like that certainly isn't fun, and with proper warning, the majority of the group would have avoided going. We know that Caine's capable of creating terrifying adventures, and he's reached a point where he'll hunt Zooble down to make sure she participates. If Caine wanted her to become more compliant and agreeable, he could force matters by trapping Zooble inside some of these more haunting adventures, forcing her to fight for her life until she agrees to do what he says. Zooble might not be easily frightened, but this is an effective way to wear down her mental fortitude.
I figured you'd be into this.
What does that mean? What's that supposed to mean?
I'm just having fun. I forgot you hate fun.
Number 6, the prison beneath the circus. However, breaking down a human's mental resilience in the circus can have dire consequences. We see that firsthand in the pilot, as Pomni finds herself in the center of the Kaufmo conflict. Despite being an active member of their community with friends within the group, Kaufmo still became distressed when he started to see Caine's false exit doors appear, which ultimately led to his abstraction. The fight with Kaufmo and the prison Caine locks him in sets the bar for the entire show. Pomni learns from day one what her stakes are, and although she fights it at first, she has no choice but to accept her new life, or she might lose her mind too. Who's to say the same isn't true for the others? They've lived in the circus a long time, allowing Caine to collect data on them. He knows what upsets and motivates Zooble, and he could use this information to push her toward abstraction.
Zooble, why does all you do is complaining? I never know what you want!
We had a whole suggestion box for that.
Although Caine might have started with good intentions, it doesn't take much for software to get a virus or a glitch in the system, which allows it to act in bizarre ways. Not to mention, if Caine's an AI that learns from human interaction, there's no telling what types of people have passed beneath the big top before abstracting. Jax's level of violence and cruelty is more than enough for anyone, let alone the number of abstractions Caine has locked up in the cellar. It's evident that Zooble's disinterest continues to frustrate him, and with each refusal or snide remark, he strays further from the well-intentioned ringmaster Pomni met in the first episode. If he's already on the brink, he might be one more glitch away from getting rid of Zooble forever. What do you think? Is Zooble's life at risk? Will Caine turn against the circus members? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.
Ragatha's just too nice to say anything. Jax just likes to f*** with everybody.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated on our uploads.
And, what you're saying could imply that I'm bad at the only thing I'm good at, and